Well, hello, my favorite space puppies. How do you like this music from the fifth dimension? I guess this was like the late 70s. This got me interested in astrology. Of course, as a double Capricorn, I was like, oh, what silly, how silly, what nonsense that is. I would have friends talk to me about it. I would say, you need professional help. That's crazy. How can our stars rule our lives? Well, what a surprise I got now. Here I am many years later, and I've done it all my life. So thank you to the fifth dimension. I have a little treat today from the exercise we did last time in the for the remote viewing. 5 of you, well, I got a lot of responses, and they were all good. There's no such thing as a wrong answer. If you don't try, it's like the first time you do anything. You didn't. How did you do the first time you rode a bike? You know, or went swimming, or anything else. You didn't do so good. You kept doing it, and you didn't get discouraged. So just sending it in, putting it out there, and it starts to give you confidence. Now, why would you want to see places around the world that are not near you? Predict, to look, to go back and look at the previous exercise and do it and see how you do. And 5 of you did great. So some copies of John Edwards' book and Sylvia Browne's book are going to be sent to you. And if you give me a minute, I'll draw up your responses. Going to be surprised. You all did pretty good. Let me turn off the fifth dimension here. I should send them a thank you card. Okay. Claire, one of my remote viewers, sent in a prediction for the horrible storm in Germany and the Netherlands. But her prediction was for further north in Ireland. And she said it was going to be followed by a fantastic early spring. So I don't know if, and I was really surprised a couple days later they had like a cyclone, and all the airports were closed. It's actually the Netherlands, Germany, Ireland, and Scotland, and London. What a mess! So they had to close all the flights, and boats couldn't cross the English channel. So it was horrible, and we're having these extreme weather predictions. However, we will look forward to the people of that region having a wonderful spring. Let's see. Here's another one, Bobby. A water crisis in South Africa and Cape Town. They will find a resolution in a couple years. The viewer prediction was struck by the fact that we are on a planet 3/4 water, yet we're running out of water. That's quite interesting. I looked it up on the internet, and true, it is becoming bad in South Africa, sadly. Let me see, we did the bad weather. Water crisis, bad weather, early spring. Georgina! Here's to you, Georgina. Hi, and thank you. Let's see, it still will be determined that in mountainous areas such as Colorado, Andes, Himalayas mountains, the people there are becoming sterile. This will start showing up in other areas of the world. It's not particularly, she said it wasn't particular to high areas, that's just where it would start. Many humans are starting to become sterile, she said. an increase in estrogen is the culprit. So we're, what a bad way to solve a population crisis. So, and also she noted that many things like microwaves, x-rays, and airport security is killing male sperm. So that remains to be seen, because we have too many people now, so we're going to see how that comes out. Um, Let me see. Georgina also said Marla Maples, Trump's second wife, will be back in the news. And as this was like 5 days ago, this started coming in. And you know, it's funny. The part of the news right now, January 20th, is the government shut down, and there's big protests about all the problems that we're having. And there's been, of course, terrible rumors about Donald Trump having affairs, if you call them that, with hired hookers or porn stars and paying them off. So I don't see that as very shocking. However, Marla Maples, Trump's second wife, will be back in the news. Let's see. Maybe that's what Georgina was picking up on, that once again, strange affairs will be in the news. To me, that's not a surprise. You know, we have the earth is falling apart. I don't particularly care, but it is shocking behavior. So, here's one. We've got just, Claire wrote this in. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Georgina. Thank you, Stan. Trump will resign because of a health issue. I think the time frame on that was 5 days. I wonder if Claire was picking up on the strikes and the government strike and the huge protests in all the cities of the world about our government. You know all the issues, and I wonder if Claire wasn't picking up on um, this causing health problems with Mr. Trump. Okay, Trump will resign because of health issue. He uses the health issue as a reason to resign. So we got just like 2 more days, Claire. But I'm going to send you the books anyway, and because they're good, you'll enjoy it. We need that. Claire again. Oprah is not even close to running for president. I'm sorry, my camera is doing something. Hold on, there we go. Let's see. Yes, yeah, we're going to see Mr. Trump leave. Oprah doesn't want to run. These are fabulous submissions. And let me tell you, you're going to use these for your daily life. Use them. Use them when you wake up. If you can see things happening in Germany and South Africa and things like that, perhaps you can use this for your day. Day-to-day life is a big challenge for all of us. You know, every birthday you should be happy, even if you've gotten older, poorer, whatever, that you even made it another year. It's a miracle. This is a crazy planet we live on, so you should rejoice and sing while you can sing and dance while you can dance. So I'm not going to lead you on remote viewing exercise this time. I won't have enough time. I'm looking forward to you going back and looking at the remote viewing YouTube and trying again. And I'll be back probably tomorrow to go over the remote viewing exercises because they're fabulous. It's not just psychic parlor games. You're learning how to navigate your life and to rise spiritually. When you touch this inner self, you're into a God self. And you feel that, I'm sure you do. And the closer you are to God, you are closer to the angels and guidance. So sometimes you go around bumbling like dummies in the dark. Open your eyes and hold on, I think Arctic Express, I thought it was the Arctic Express. Remember what Jesus said, if thine eyes become single. So those are things to think about and to strive for. Um, and if you're not doing it, and you walk out the door and fall down a manhole, I'm just saying. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over something that astrologers know that help you this is the way they do general horoscopes. And you don't have to be an astrologer. It's like you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Yes, some of it's complicated, but just the basics is better than knowing nothing. So I'm going to go, give me a minute to get my little blackboard, my little whiteboard, and we will go over the house system. And it's going to tell you about your upcoming year. And you will understand how people come up with horoscopes for each sign. Sometimes they're right. If you learn a little bit more, you can hone in on more, more specific things for you. And so we can do a series on your individual birthdays, is really wonderful. Like for instance, today is January 20th, and January 20th, people, if your birthday is January 20th, you are a very unique person. Presidents, movie stars, and especially inventors are born on this day. You're very original. You're best off working by yourself. You're not motivated for money. You are looking for higher ideals. This is a sign that is leaving Capricorn, the very materialistic sign, and goes into Aquarius, who wants something bigger. They want a reason. They want to unite humanity with the cosmos. They're just connected to everything from Mars to the people next to them. So we are entering the age of Aquarius. To the Indian astrologers, we are leaving the age of Kali Yuga and going into Dvapara, and that's what the Hindi saints have to say, and they are correct. Correctamundo. We will start communicating telepathically because, as I mentioned before, we are the only bipedal, meaning two sentient beings that communicate verbally. That's kind of primitive. Angels, sages, gurus, loved ones from the other side, God, they speak telepathically. You talk about getting a message from somewhere like God or an angel or loved one that's passed. They don't come and talk to you, you know it. And we're starting to get to an age, we're evolving very quickly where that's going to come to pass. And that's when peace comes to all the planets, like the fifth dimension said. But let's go over the astrology signs of each individual sign. And we can get started now and finish up on the next YouTube and go on to some more exercises. And once again, I'm going to look forward to more submissions and sending out some of these fabulous inspirational books. So hold on one second. Okay, I am back. This is going to be interesting for me and learning experience for me as well as you. But I know astrology is just how to combine it with an easy way to show it on a YouTube video. This is our rising sign. All horoscopes begin with springtime, Aries. And you probably learned with the zodiac when you go around which ones are the most, which ones are which. You know which one you are. You need to know, of course, where your moon sign is and where your sun sign is. You only know your sun sign because that's where our calendar is based. Back in biblical times, they based the calendar on the moon rotations, and so people had moon signs, and this is why in the Bible we have so many stories of people living to 700 years. They're doing lunar cycles, um, and it's important for you to know all these signs, and you start to know, well, gee whiz, my brother's a Taurus, and my neighbor's a Gemini. You start to learn with these things. And let's look real quick at the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn you find up here. It is the 10th house. Let's see how this works. You have the 10th house, Capricorn. And Capricorn rules government. It rules the rules. This is Mr. Thou shalt not have. He makes rules, and he's strict, and you can only have so much, even if you work really hard. Hold on, my camera's moving. Maybe it's not going to move. Okay. If that Arctic Express goes through another time, we will, because the whole place vibrates. So, and I saw some moose again this morning. Do I have my mic on? Okay, hold on. Let me fix my mic. I am back. This is the way the planets are right now. You're hearing a lot about this. Right now, we have major movements in the 10th house. The 10th house is our government. What's happening nowadays is all about the government. And it has the two major planets of Saturn and Pluto. And Pluto is shaped like the martini glass with a, I should draw you a better Pluto. But you're probably familiar with the god of the underworld. Not always a pleasant fellow, but he brings necessary change. Here we go. Pluto. Here is old Mr. Pluto, and it's up here in the 10th house of government, leaders, the establishment. Learn about thesis and antithesis. It will make a big difference in your understanding of what Pluto brings, and it brings restriction and rebellion. And what's happening in our government right now? Now, this is something, it's in the news, you see it every day. It gives you a better understanding of what is going on. If you are an Aries, you have Pluto and Saturn in your 10th house. You're changing your job. You're going to change something that's going to be quite different. The way you make a living, where you live, it undergoes Plutonian change. And we'll go over that later. And this is how astrologers can do mundane astrology, where these planets are in each house. Like you can have these planets in Libra, that's your partnership house. you can have these planets in uh, Cancer. That's where you live. That's your domicile. So look at today's news. Astrologers are not surprised, and you don't need these constant surprises either when you learn just the house system. Once you know the house system, you have more control of your life and understanding. So um, you look for the government changes, they're the biggest. What's big, and we'll go over other trends. You might notice all the sex scandals, and that's because of another planet, Jupiter. And we'll go over that next time, and perhaps some more remote viewing. If you want to submit your remote viewing or premonitions to my email, please do. I'd love to read them, even if they're wrong. It's important to get it out there. It's like the more you express, the more it happens, and it starts to become part of your day, your life. And I will see you next time. Go over the remote viewing, and next time we'll talk about the planets through the houses and what that means for you and all of us as a collective, and our beautiful United States and the rest of the world. We want peace among the planets and love amongst the stars. I'm still following that song. Thank you, Samantha. And thank you. I have to say goodnight to my two best buddies in spirit. Rosie McGozy, I love you. And Frankie Puppy Face, my dear husband on the other side, and both of these people watch over me, and it makes me feel like I want to send them love and thank them for the guidance. So Juna, Alaska loves you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.